folks. It's Susan Schrader and Kelly Pierce joining here on the MAC TV network, bringing you the first round of the tournament. Your Lady Mid-Michigan Community College Lady Lakers are hosting the Grand Rapids Raiders. So we'll give you the starting lineups tonight. Starting for the guest Raiders is going to be number 3, Clara Fleewelling. She's a guard and a sophomore. Number 13, Josie Mannon, guard and a sophomore. Number 15, Haley Breimeyer, and she's one of them we got to keep an eye on, the point guard. She's a freshman. Number 21, Ashley Bowen, a guard, and she's a freshman. And number 34, their big girl, Michaela Beld, a freshman. Forward and a sophomore. So, and then for your Lady Lakers, it's going to be Clara Lucas, Haley Cross, Haley Helt, Brayton Meeks, and Summer Ward. We come into tonight's game. It's a big one. Win or lose. You win or you go home, Kelly, right?
Yep, this is a one-and-done game, so I'm sure that this is going to be a really good game. You know, they just played a couple weeks ago, and it was a good game. We were down. We caught back up. We ended up winning, but so this is going to be kind of a comeback game for Grand Rapids, so We'll see what happens.
Right, it's always tough to beat a team 3 times, so we'll have to see what happens. The first time the Lakers come back at Grand Rapids and beat them, they were down 19, and they're coming back the other night. They come back down by 10, so hopefully they'll come out with a fast start tonight, and that's what they're going to need to do. Our public address announcer is going to be bringing you the national anthem here, and we'll go to that right now. And our public announcer tonight is Scott Moore. So a couple things I'll remind you of. You can go to www.mactvnetwork.org. Also, it is on Charter 187, or you can go to Facebook or the Vimo link tomorrow on Facebook.
For tonight's National Junior College Athletic Association.
Now we'll turn it over to the public address announcer, Scott Moore.
Between the Grand Rapids Community College Raiders and your Mid-Michigan Community College Lakers. At this time, we ask you all to rise as we pay tribute to the greatest country in the history of the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, you need a shotgun. Okay. You want me to all be on camera? 75%.
Thank you. Let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, introducing the visitors from Grand Rapids.
All right, that was a great national anthem.
Number
There's nothing
3,
better to get you
Claire
started when you have a
Fleewelling.
good, peppy national anthem, huh, Kel?
That's right. I think everybody's peppy in this gym because it feels like it's about
Number
50
13,
below.
Josie
So.
Mannion.
It's tournament time, and it's one and done, and we're happy to be here bringing you this on the MAC TV
Number
network.
15, Hallie
The
Breimeyer.
Lady Lakers are ready to go. They know the third time's hard. It's hard to beat a
Number
team the third
21,
time.
Ashley Brown.
Coach Fletcher and Coach Rodenbow both have these girls ready to go. They feel
number
like they need to
34,
get up to
Michaela
a fast start tonight, and I agree with them. And
The Raiders are coached
talking to
by
Coach
David Glazier.
he felt that they got to not let them get in a breakout offense, that they can't run the floor on them and they can't let Laukus get
And
loose
now
and
taking the
start
floor
scoring like
in the
she
blue
was
and
the other
silver
night.
for your
They are
Mid-Michigan
concerned about
Community
break
College
weeks, the inside-outside
Lakers.
game as they were last time they played inside bigs. But they're more
That
concerned
guard, a
about
5'4"
not letting the
sophomore from
Lakers
Calumet, number 10.
get up and down and run the floor.
Clara.
What do you think the
Over
Lakers
Lucas.
got to do tonight?
Well, we'll see what game plan they start out with, if it's going to be the inside or the outside game. They looked real
That
loose
guard, a
when they were
5'7"
warming up
freshman
and
from
relaxed.
Midland, number 25.
And
Haley
everybody was shooting
Help.
a lot of threes. So I'll be anxious to see myself if we're going to start in or out.
Mid-Michigan has
At
played
forward,
24
a
games this year, and they're
5'10"
averaging
sophomore from Marlette,
71.3
number
points a
23,
game.
Haley Cross.
Their field goal percentage is 38.3. Three-pointers are 29.8. Their free throws are
forward, a 5'10" sophomore from
67.9. You know,
DeWitt,
most coaches
number
shoot for
42,
65, 70,
Summer
so
Ward.
they're right around there where they should be at. And they're averaging 45.9
And at
rebounds
forward,
a
a
game,
5'11"
15.8
freshman from
assists.
Badack,
But
number
then you look at
35,
Grand Rapids, they've played
Brayton
26
Meeks.
games, and they have
The Lakers are coached by
57.3
Matt
a game.
Rodenbow, assisted
So, you
by
know, the
Chad
advantage
Fletcher
goes
and Joe
to
Purvis.
Lakers right
The
there.
team doctor is
And then their field goal percentage is 35, and then their three-pointers are 25. Now, they're not known as a big three-point shooting team, but we saw them when we were in Grand Rapids. They let them up for 9 free throws. You know,
That's
or field
right.
goal behind arcs.
Overall stats are one thing, a playoff game is another. So this might be full of surprises. We'll see what happens.
That's exactly right. Looks like Brayton Meeks is going to take the jump for us, and hopefully they'll tip it off. But yep, tonight's game, number 7 seed Grand Rapids women basketball team takes on number 2 seeded Mid-Michigan Community College in your first round of the Region 12 District G game. And here we go. We're ready for the tip-off. Controlled by the Lakers. That's a start. Get their first score in there. Heidi Helt with the shot, and it's Haley, not Heidi. She missed it, so from now on, I got to call her Haley. Sorry about that. We'll get her Haley right off the bat.
Got to settle down a little bit. That was a little, but I'm sure they'll be all right.
I think we need to rebound more tonight. Definitely control that. And right on key, Haley Cross grabs a defensive rebound there. It looks Summer Ward set for her 3. Shot no good. Long rebound controlled by Cross. Cross tries to get it up. She's working. Finally kicks it out to Meeks. And it's going to be a turnover. Oh, it was deflected off. We're at a bad angle. It was deflected off of Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids' big girl, number 34 in there. Michaela Bell, to see they really got to work on and get her sealed off so we can get some open shots inside. We did a good job against her last time we played them and held her under, but the 3. Claire Flowey.
There we go.
Haley Cross gets that 2 in there. She gets us on the bucket.
Haley Cross.
Here comes the 1-2-2 press. That has done really well for the Lakers at sometimes getting unforced turnovers and some easy buckets. Shot goes up from the outside. It's good. They're going to start with a 3.
By number 13, Josie
She
Manning.
thought about that one, but I guess it was a good idea for her.
Yep, for Josie it was. Josie Manning lays that in. We got some 3-point shooters when we want to, but I know Coach likes to be patient and look inside and see what happens and draw a foul just like that. We can get that first run on.
Grand
Josie
Rapids
Manning.
foul on number 13, Josie Mannion. Her first.
Mannion gets her first
team foul.
First team, and then you know in this conference when you're playing, it's 5 fouls per quarter before you go to shoot. Brayton Meeks tries to drive and pass out. She gets blocked by Michaela Bell. Bell is their big player. We have to keep her under control and out of the lane. We have to do some pump faking, head faking. We could have probably turned and drove that right to the basket by the looks of it. They're in a 1-2-2 defense. Nice pick there by Haley. So Haley's out there tonight. 10 Haleys. Haley Cross, Haley Helt. She set that screen and Lakers and the Raiders felt it.
That was a jaw jarrer for them, I think.
Yes. Another 3 went up.
By number 15, Hallie Bermeyer.
Brymeyer's the one they got to keep their eye on. Brymeyer and Bell are the 2 big shooters for them, and they cannot allow them to get those easy looks at that. They got to have a hand coming at them in their face. Because Grand Rapids feeds off of those 3s.
got a lot louder.
Cross-court pass is going to come right into the lap. Our crew tonight is Nick Toner. He's the director. Joe Calavan, technical director. Nick Boyer's on camera. Brownwind Moisen is on camera, and Carrie Hamill is on camera tonight. We have a great crew here. They're so easy to work with. They're organized. They're a wonderful group.
So far, Haley and Brayton are doing a pretty good job boxing out the big girl.
Oh, they're going to have to. Right there, though, she snuck in there and got one. Summer got by her. Shot clock went up. Get it back. Good. We didn't give them a second chance there. Summer Ward brought that rebound down, and they got it. That's good. We don't want to give them a second chance. So good. We're going to pick up another foul on the Raiders. That's going to go to Clara.
Grand Rapids foul on number 3, Claire Flewelling.
Flewelling. I'm sure you can
foul.
hear our PA announcer, Scott Moore, in the background. Haley drives, kicks out to Summer there. Summer tries to work it underneath, but she's too far under the basket to get that. Luckily, it went off the hands of Mannion. We look like we're rushing things. The Lady Lakers look like they're rushing tonight. They're just throwing around, rushing. It's like they all need to take a big, deep breath. Everybody just needs to take a big, deep breath.
Slow down a little bit. They're getting a little bit too sloppy.
That one went off of Meeks, and I think that's what Coach Rodenbow is going to say here on our first time out. Again, we're watching this on MAC TV, and we'll be right back after this timeout. It's 30-second timeout.
Tonight's game is being live streamed by MAC TV Network at
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
After that timeout, it was only a 30-second timeout there. Lakers come back out. They're in their 1-2-2 defense, 2-3 defense, I'm sorry. Matchup zone. Now they got a hand up in her face. A little bit different results when you get a hand up in somebody's face. And now we're going to get a foul on the big girl for over the back. Michaela Bell is going to pick up her first foul.
Grand Rapids foul on number 34, Michaela Bell, her first third-team foul.
Tonight's referees are Natalie Queen. She's out of the Lansing area. She's been doing JUCO for 15 years and a ref for 21 and a half years. Nicole Fisher, she's out of Lansing. She's been doing junior college for 15 years and refereeing for 22. And Whitney Schaefer is out of Lansing. She's the baby of the bunch. She's been doing junior college for 7 years and refereeing for 12. Coach is not going to be happy with that foul on Meeks.
Mid-Michigan foul on number 35, Brayton Meeks, her first.
That one all the way at the other end of the court is not what they want.
The Lakers, number 5,
Julie Justin is checked in now for the Lakers. Haley Helt has taken a seat. 6-2. Raiders lead. There, a nice forced turnover there. But Summer can't hang on to it. Right away, Julie Justin has quick hands and she picks it up. Oh, that's just not good here. Untimely turnovers are not good. We got lucky there. She took a layup, missed it. We got lucky on that. We're just rushing ourselves more than I think we want.
There we go. Brayton got one in.
Brayton hits that long 2. So that will make her feel a little bit better. That'll settle her down for the long 2 there. She had a girl up in her face. We got to get our hands up high quicker. Julie Justice and Summer Ward there. JJ and Summer got to work together there a little bit. Both girls had control of it, tipped it out of bounds here. But not because of lack of hustle. They've got a lot of hustle going. And checking in now is Kara Wiley.
Kara Wild, along with number 21, Carly Hickey.
And Carly Hickey. Hickey will come in there and move some girls around. Summer Ward comes out, and Haley Cross takes a seat, gets a quick drink. Long 3, no good. Nice box out by Carly. She gets the ball up the court. turnaround is Claire Fellwelding. Not sure how to say that. Hope I'm not slaughtering it too bad. Fellwelding. They're doing that. Stays ours, but bad thing is we lose the possession. Arrow goes back to them. There's a jump ball call there. Carol Wiles out of Carson City, the 5'3" freshman. She always brings a spark in here, just like I like to call her the Coyote. Wiley, Coyote. Shot from Julie Justin is short. Rebounds controlled by Grand Rapids. They look to push it up the court. We got to have high hands when we're down here. The Lakers do. Rebound by Carol Wiles. We look to push it up the court. We're going to get in a race match here with them, which I think is going to be to the Lakers' advantage. They get inside to Meeks. Oh boy. Reverse layup and no good. Just the mere presence of Michaela Bell can make you change the shots you normally take. That particular time, Brayton took that shot, and if she'd have just turned and put it up, she was behind Michaela already. Bell didn't even see it. But she knows she's coming, so she tried to do a reverse layup in there. Bell is wide open down there. Oh, luckily she spin moved and missed it. Meeks pulls down the rebound.
Everybody's playing rushed.
Yes, they are. Nice screens. Grand Rapids is not afraid to get their hands in on every play. Clara Locust drives there looking for the foul, but it's going to be incidental contact. Coaches want to call.
Entering the contest for the Raiders, number 2, Maya Jordan.
Maya Jordan checks in. Taking a seat is going to be Ashley Bowen. Locust with a long three, and she nails it. Just what they needed.
Locust for 3.
That gives us the first lead of the game. Now let's see if we can get a good stop here. Oh, she's wide open. Wide open at the top of the key there.
Maya Jordan.
Maya Jordan puts off a 2 just inside there. Nobody had her covered there. She snuck in on the back side of the zone defense there. We're playing an aggressive matchup zone here. Got the block call this time instead of the charge. Remember last time they played, Meeks took it in like that and they got called. She got called for the offensive charge.
Number 3,
so you see her pull up there a little bit early this time.
4th team foul. At the line, shooting 2 for the Lakers, number 35, Brayton Meeks. In for the Raiders, number 10, Q Draper.
Drake makes the first half of that 1-on-1. And the second half. Coming into the game for Brayton is Summer Ward.
Summer Ward.
Makes his free throw percentage is 70%, 75%. You can hear Coach Rodebo, he didn't want to let her out like that. That was a nice, deep free by Mannion. Very deep. And she controls the rebound too. They want a travel called on her.
Into the Lakers, number 20, Maya Sibis.
Maya Sibis comes into the game for the Lakers. Taking a break is Clara Locust. The last time we played them, Josie Mannion had 2 points in February when we played them, and already she's got 6.
There we go.
Is that Summer?
That's Summer Ward.
3.
to the key.
We get our threes going, that'll open up our inside game a little bit. But yeah, Josie Mann in here, she's on fire right now. And here we go again with the players checking in, and they make their baskets. We did that the last time. Juan Draper makes a three. And last time when we played here,
she was deadly. Yeah, she was deadly. She came in off the bench and did the same thing.
We had three of those girls that stepped in like that. She had a total of 6 points last game that we played here, and that was on the 28th. Nice one put in there by Julie Justin for 2. The trap, 34. Belt thought about spin move. Nice job there covering her by Carly. Carly Wiles did a great job on covering her.
Carly Hickey.
Getting them backwards here now.
It's all right, I'll keep you straight.
That's what we got you here for, right?
Yep.
She tried to drive in there and she got molested down low. Like I said, Josie Mann wants to be the player to make a difference.
Can't let her run down there and part the sea like she's doing.
Well, you know what? That's number 13, and the announcer is calling her Carly Flewelling. Now, we might have a confusion on who's scoring here, folks. We'll have to fix that on who 13 really is. I have her as Josie Mann, but that's not what the public address announcer has. So we'll have to get that fixed and find out for sure who 13 really is, just like they had the era that they had Michaela Bell.
Number 13, Kara Wiles.
Well, that last one that just drove up the middle was Haley. Was 15.
It was
13,
15.
yes.
Okay, and she scored. Okay,
Yeah.
then that was
That's
my
the
bad.
one that when I said she parted the sea and ran right through there.
Okay. And up goes 10 with that long three as the shot clock's running out. That's not a foul you want to see as a coach with 4/10 of a second left in the quarter.
Mid-Michigan foul line number 42, Summer Ward. Her first third team foul.
Summer got the good old coach's look, that frown. Only thing they can get off is an in the air and tip in. And it's going to be no good. At the end of the first, it's 16 for the visiting Grand Rapids
Score after one, Grand
Raiders.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
Hey, we're back after that timeout. Second quarter. The Lady Lakers are out to a better start than what they've had. Like you said, they were down 10 when they played them here before. And February 28th, and they were down 19 when they played at Grand Rapids. So I think Coach Rodenbow has got to be pretty happy, Kelly, that they're only down by a bucket right now.
Yeah, and our shot percentage is a little bit, about 3 or 4 points better than Grand Rapids, and we did pretty good inside and outside, so this is a little bit different than what we usually do.
A little bit more balanced.
Yes.
So on the floor this time for the Grand Rapids Raiders is number 10, Draper, number 23, Sargent, number 4, Barnes, number 2, Jordan, and number 8, I couldn't tell you who she is.
No, number 34, Bell. That's the only
Number
one you're
34
missing.
Bell.
Yep.
Okay.
First team foul.
On the floor for your
The line for the
Mid-Michigan
Raiders, number 2,
Lakers,
Maya Jordan.
Claire Locust, Haley Helt, Brayton Meeks, Summer Ward, and Haley Cross. Did she make that shot? Yes, she did.
Made the second one, too.
Who drew that foul? I missed it, I'm sorry. Who drew that foul for us? Does any of the crew know? Missed that. Did you miss the two, Kelly? That turnover wasn't good. I believe they called her on the baseline. Here comes a trap here. We're starting to run it full court instead of half court now. We'll see what we get. But yeah, the only one they kept in there is Beld for them right now. Ooh, that was a moving screen, offensive, yes. Yeah, that was good.
Grand Rapids foul on number 34. Kayla Bell, first second.
Yeah, that was a moving screen, and that was good. You heard Meeks, I don't know if you could hear it in the background, you could hear Meeks calling it out, and Lucas moved around it. She was trying to get up on Lucas and couldn't. That was a good call. But we got veteran officials today. This isn't the first rodeo for them. It's nice to see the women out there doing the games. Nice takes by Meeks. There we go. She's been harboring a sore back, and it seems to be doing better. At least she said tonight she was going to suck it up, but she said she was okay, so we'll see how it goes. She
looks like so far so good.
Belding took her down pretty hard when they played here the last time. Draper just drove right into the hoop there. Like you said, nobody bothered to protect that lane there. The Lakers got to be very strong in that lane and not give them points in the paint. The last time that they played, Grand Rapids got 16 points in the paint, and they got 6 points off of turnovers, and they got 5 points off of second chance. Their bench, which is pretty much in there now, gave them 13 points.
Yeah, their bench goes pretty deep. Number 10, last time, once they put her in, she played a lot. She really made a difference.
Haley Cross got up there nice and high to pull down that rebound. She's got a nice vertical, man. I like to watch her jump. She's feeling better, too, I think. She was nursing an ankle injury earlier in the season. I think it's finally back to being normal here. Meeks takes a long three. Rebounds controlled by...
Well, you know, the last time they played them, too, they had played, what, 3 games in a week?
Right.
So they're a little bit more rested, I think.
They forced them into a timeout over there by Grand Rapids. They had them trapped. But, hey, let's take a look at what's at stake for tonight. At stake for tonight is go home or move on. So if the winner of this game will move on to play the winner of the Ancilla-Jackson game. That's a number 3 Ancilla, number 6 Jackson. And they will play that.
Yeah, I think I'm putting my money on Ancilla too. Ancilla's beat Jackson twice during the regular season, and they're playing in Ancilla, so Jackson had a 3-hour bus ride down there. So,
and we were down at Ancilla, and their home crowd backs them pretty good,
yes,
so they'll
do.
probably do it. You can see on our bracket that we just had up for you, and we'll probably throw that bracket up a few more times during the game, but that they move over to Port Huron to play it on Friday. So it'll be a little bit different, a little bit farther travel for some, but it'll be a lot closer for Brayton and for Haley's family to get over there, and for us. So you'll be able to join us. We will not be broadcasting, but they would love to have you down there. So hopefully that's where we end up. Got a long ways to go yet, but
one game at a time.
Yeah. Draper throws it up from the corner again. It's no good. That rebound's controlled, and that's one of the things I felt that the Raiders did much better than the Lakers last time. They controlled those long rebounds, and we can't give up those long rebounds. That's giving them second chances, and they like to throw the threes up on those. There they go. Gonna get a foul called on the floor. You know, we had points in the paints were 20 last time. We had 9 turnover points that we got. Points off of turnovers. Our second chance points were 6. Our bench gave us 21 points, but our bench is deep also. I mean, 1 through 12 can play and bring in a lot for us. It's something we didn't get very high in that we normally do, though, Kelly, is we normally have a lot more fast break points, and we only had 4. Jackson did a great job of keeping us from getting out and running.
Right. I think we were kind of tired, too, like we talked about before. I played 3 games in a week. That's a lot of games.
Right. Both teams have had a chance here to rest. You know, they've had a week off. I know the Lady Lakers had the weekend off and came back and practiced, I believe, Sunday night and Monday. So that was a good rest for them. I missed who scored that.
Yeah, 44.
Now we're going to get a foul on.
Foul on number 2, Maya Jordan. Her first.
It's Jordan's first.
13 foul.
His third. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Like I said, if you got friends, it's MacTVNetwork.org live. Oh, that was a trip. Yep.
Got some legs tangled up there.
You know, she said she was going to suck it up and play tonight, but you could tell that one hurt, even if you didn't have backache going on.
She got up pretty quick, though.
Those knees went down pretty hard. She's all right there, though. Mama Meeks, she's fine.
Mannion, along with number 15.
I'm not sure if her grandparents are back from down south or not. If they're listening, they're probably enjoying some warm weather right now. Nice pass getting it in. Nice by Summer Ward for Meeks. I like that little play that they run, that inbounds play there where she just swings over and down. But it only works if she gets up off her feet and makes the shot. That's a nice rebound by Meeks. She got bounced around again there by the big girl.
I think she was ready for it this time since they just played him the other day. She knew what was in store.
Yeah, when they bring Kenzie Omnis in too, number 44, she's a big girl. Brayton's going to go up.
Nice. She's hot tonight. Hope she stays that way.
Now we're getting our points in the paint that we like, but we gotta get stops. We don't want to keep going back and forth, back and forth. Let's get a lead and put the pressure on Grand Rapids. Would be beautiful.
We're going to stick with their threes.
I didn't
Let's
see
what happens.
I'm sorry, Carly. Carly Hickey checked into the game. I'm sorry, I didn't get that on there for you. Carly Hickey checked into the game for Haley Helt.
Mid-Michigan foul on number 23, Haley Cross. Her first. Second team foul. Into the Raiders.
Haley picks up her first. It's going to be an offensively called in charge. More of a loose ball foul.
It's all right. That's why they give you a 5.
The officials are doing a great job tonight. You know, it's even all the way around. And that's nice when you don't really know they're part of the game and they're calling the game the way it's supposed to be called. You know, they don't wait till late in the quarter or late in the game to start making tic-tac calls. They're calling it right from the beginning. Another 3 goes up. It's going to be short. It's going to get tipped around. It's almost like a pass to the inside. Rebound control by the Lakers.
But just like you said, we're not good on the rebounds on those long threes.
Hickey got that rebound. Laukus look come all the way down. She kicks it out to Cross, and Haley Cross gets in the trade party there. That puts us back with the lead. That's the second lead change. That puts us up 23-22. Now let's get a stop and try to extend this lead, ladies.
See, they'll go for another 3 again. Nope,
inside to Carly.
Inside.
Hook shot taken. Nice box out by Summer Ward. Yeah. Summer Ward had a beautiful box out right there. Push the call up the court. Meeks brings it down low, up and under.
Oh, nice soft.
And that's going to be a timeout for the Grand Rapids Lakers with the score 25-22 with 4:36 to go. We're going to be going over to our sponsors. Nope, you're stuck listening to me. But tell you a little bit more about these guys. I have some trivia questions for those of you at home. Can you tell me one Detroit Tiger pitcher that graduated from Grand Rapids community? Now, if you're young, like the staff was here, because I tested it on our crew tonight, and they didn't know who they were. Even the guy, even our technical director, Joe, had no clue who this guy was. Dave Rozema. Anybody remember Dave Rozema? You do, Kelly. You're a fan. He was a pitcher for the Tigers a little bit. You know, how about Arnold Gingrich? Does anybody know who that is? and that's the founder of Esquire. And looking at the bracket that you got in front of you right there, you can see that the winner of this game will be playing at Port Huron at 3 p.m. I'm sorry, at 1 p.m. And they will play the winner of Ansa and Jackson. We're going to be trying to get you scores from that to let you know how they're doing. And then if they should win that, they would move on to play on Saturday is the championship game. And of course, everybody's trying to play to get to Harrison, Arkansas, to Pioneer Stadium to play in the national tournament.
Well, we also got one other game going on in Benton Harbor, too. That's Lake Michigan Community College in Lansing. The winner of that game will have to go up against Muskegon. Muskegon got a bye.
We're going to get an offensive foul there that they've been looking for since the last game.
Winner of the foul on number 15, Hallie Vermeyer, her first.
Vermeyer gets her first foul there. She was called for a push-off charge type call there. Try to get it inside the Meeks. Couldn't quite hang on to it. It's a pretty low throw, but she went down for it. .23 throws it up. 15's doing the same thing on the screens. She got away with it again there. Locust gets the rebound, comes down, pushes up the court. Haley doesn't have it. But Maya Sebas gets it inside, kicks it back out to her. She's got the long NBA three.
Whoa, there we go.
WNBA three, and she nails that by Maya Sebas.
She launched that thing.
That was a WNBA three.
Have to call her the rocket launcher.
I don't know about that call. We're going to get a... Haley Cross is going to pick up her second on that, and it's going to be a block. But, you know, when you make those calls like that, Kelly, if the players are standing in the defense and she's not under control, it's hard to make that call. And I felt she went in there out of control. What do you think?
I agree with you. I don't know if the ref had a bad angle on it or what, but
Right. I mean,
of course they have to make a split-second decision too, whether or not they're going to blow the whistle. So once they're committed,
I've never had an official blow their whistle and say, oops, I didn't mean to do that.
exactly. In their mind, they probably should have said that before, but
Mid-Michigan foul on number 21, Carly Hickey.
Carly Hickey picks up her
Team
first.
foul.
Going
At
to the line is
shooting
B.
two for the
Brooklyn
Raiders,
Barnes.
number 4, Brooklyn Barnes.
She comes into the game at a 33.3% free throw shooter. And she upped her average a little bit right there.
well, like we talked about, their bench is good. So just because they put a bunch of players in there, you can't let up.
Right. And at this level, everybody you have here is a baller. You know, it's not like your high school games where you have kids that are coming out for the first time or foreign exchange students playing and kids who don't put much time in. All these kids are good basketball players, and they want to play ball. Nice move, nice fake move. Get it out to Meeks for three. It's long. Unable to control the rebound there. 15's going to try to take it again. She dipped her shoulder on that. Breimeyer dipped her shoulder a little bit, and that's what they don't like, is the dipping of her shoulder. But she's not pushing with it off, so it's a good call.
Her first.
Maya Sebas gets her first foul.
At the line, shooting two.
Team's 5, so the rest of the way out for the next 3 minutes and 6 seconds of the second quarter.
Everybody's shooting.
So now it's going to come down to the free throw percentage. Grand Rapids comes in at 63% on the free throw line, and Mid-Michigan comes in at 67.9%.
I don't think has anybody even missed one yet tonight.
Yep, right there. Yeah, put the old whammy
That's
on.
all right. That's why I said it when they were shooting.
I've got an update on the score for us. After one, Ancilla 19, Jackson 10. They will face the winner of this game. Face the winner of that game. Sebas with another long one.
That girl's on fire.
Sebas has put her second three up, and she's out from a long ways. Passing around. They leave Sargent.
Aaliyah Sargent.
Aaliyah put that up there. She didn't even hesitate. You know, that's one thing. We play off one drill, but got to give Grand Rapids credit. Their bench players are stepping up, or their non-premier players, as I want to put it, because they're all good players. We're leaving them a little bit unguarded, playing tighter on their better players, and their other players are making the points. Brayton fights through.
She got through there.
She was going through and around that big girl today, no matter what. She split the two big girls and made that basket.
Yeah, Brayton's had 5 in the paint and made every one of them.
6 if we count the first half. 6 if we count the first half. And she just got a really nice rebound
this quarter.
And that was Carly Hickey handed it to her only 2 feet away. Nice little shuffle pass. She's got that blue headband on tonight. She's come to play. Oh, I could hear that smack, and there was no call there on the reach there by Breimeyer. Breimeyer's out of control. And that car is going to go against Lucas.
Mid-Michigan foul on number.
Yeah, it's the second time she drove through there. She does that little hesitation and dips that shoulder and charges right through.
I feel that Coach Rodenbow has a good complaint there on that call.
That one was really obvious.
Natalie Queen is that official over there. She felt different. She literally drove Clara Locus, let me get it right.
Returning for the Lakers,
back
42.
2 or 3 steps, and Clara was set low, like, you know, low man wins. But that's twice now she's dipped her shoulder and went. And did she make both of those?
Yes.
She is 3 for 4 from the line right now. Lakers need a score here. Inside the Summer. Summer, and Meeks really wasn't ready for that, and it was good hands there by Ashley Bowen to stick her hand out and get that. Summer had the right idea, just couldn't get it. Just couldn't get the package delivered. Nice. Haley Breimeyer there is not going to be real happy. She threw that away, and her coach is telling her, hey, talk, make sure they know what's going on. 45 seconds to go here. Possession for each of them, basically. And I'm sure that we're going to run it right down to probably about 10 seconds would be my guess. And they're in a man. And that's going to be Haley Breimeyer's second. Not one you want to see her get as a coach right here with 30 seconds left.
16 foul at the line, shooting 2 for the Lakers.
Julie Justin's going to get a chance for shooting 2. Lakers are just going to stay back here and wait for him. She makes the first one.
Returning for the Lakers, number 13, Kara Wild.
Justice comes in, and she's a 64% on the free throw line. She makes them both. They do a lot of free throw shooting drills. A couple times I've been here during their practices and stuff. They do a lot of drills for free throws, and they get a lot of them up, and that's what you got to do. You want to win games, rebound and free throws. Nice coverage there by Kara Wiles.
Oh, there they go, letting him through the middle again.
21, Ashley Bowen.
That was actually a good cut on her part. 8 seconds. Meeks is going to get it down to Justice up the court. Nice few seconds pass there by Meeks. Nice lay-in and finish by Justice. What an exciting second quarter that was. At the end of the half, you got Mid-Michigan Lakers 39 and Grand Rapids 32. So at the break, you got to love what's going on, Kelly. I think in the locker room we're gonna see them. In the locker room, you're going to see Coach Rodenbow say, hey, we got to shut down the drives that they're getting and not leave the backside so much wide open. And I think for the Grand Rapids, I think Glazer's going to have to say, hey, we got to find a way down to shut down Meeks so that she's not driving in the lane so much.
Yeah, that was a really good quarter for us. We had both an inside and an outside game. We were 10 for 12, so our shot percentage was awesome. So if we can keep that up, we'll be on a good road.
Right. So we want to tell you a little bit more about the bracket. Like I said, the last we had, it was the end of the first quarter, and Celia was ahead. And if you look at your bracket, we'll be back right after this.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
MAC TV Sports broadcasts local high school and college athletics in the Clare, Isabella, and Gratiot County areas only on Charter Channel 187. From full game broadcasts and sports attack coverage, you can learn all about live sports production at MAC TV. Tune in to Channel 187 for MAC TV's Game of the Week, every night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also, check out Sports Attack, airing every day at 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. For more information, go to mactvnetwork.org.
Welcome to episode 2 of Sports Attack. Joining me is coach of the St. Louis Sharks wrestling program, Coach Kevin Kuhn. He has led this team to 6 consecutive TVC conference championships. Thank you for joining me, Kevin.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, Coach, I want to start by asking you, how long have you been coaching wrestling, and how long have you been coaching wrestling at St. Louis?
Okay, well, I started my coaching career as an assistant when I was stationed in North Carolina. I was in the Air Force and started coaching 2 years as an assistant at Charles B. Aycock. And then when I moved back to Michigan, I was attending Central, Michigan University, and I was assigned St. Louis for my student teaching. And so I assisted Bob Treloff for 2 seasons and coached a middle school season here my first year, and then I've been the head coach for, this is my 11th season.
Very nice. I'm a senior Chippewa currently as well, so.
Fire up chips.
That's right. So have you coached any other sports in the past? And if you have, what about wrestling was a calling to you?
I've coached my own children in Little League softball and baseball, but wrestling has always been that sport where there's more help needed, I think, than any other sport, and it's very hard to find good help, experienced help. You know, I came from a very good program. I grew up and went to high school in Hudson, and that program has a lot of tradition. My coach is still there. My head coach is still there, and they're in the finals every year. And you know, that the foundation that wrestling builds for a person's life to be successful, it just ingrains a work ethic like no other sport can. And so if I can help to create that same work ethic and drive and passion for young men and young women coming through our program, you know, that's kind of why I've gravitated toward that sport.
So for a small school like St. Louis to be able to win conference titles consecutively like you've been able to do is a very difficult feat and very impressive. How have you been able to establish such a winning program at this school?
I think with any sport and any successful wrestling program, you look at it from top to bottom. You have to have consistency. I had a consistent youth coach with Greg Beeson and a consistent middle school coach with Pat McLaughlin, and so that was a feeder system for us. And then I have a very good assistant coach in John Reeves at the varsity level. So those other individuals were able to get us the numbers, and we were able to install our system, our technical system, I would call it. And you know, me being in the school on a daily basis to keep all 14 weight classes filled with individuals, that's key. And I would say that's, you know, what has allowed us to be consistently at the top of our conference.
Certainly sounds like very much a team effort.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
The way around. So since the regular season ended with you winning another title, you guys defeated Montebello in the districts and had some great individual performances amongst your wrestlers in the individual tournament. Have you guys reached your goals since the end of the regular season?
As far as the postseason goes, beating Montebello in the district, that was a goal, and we knew it was going to be a tight matchup. Sean Ballhorn's a great coach there. He's been there for a long time. He has 400 plus wins, and we were able to maybe strategize to create some matchups that ended up being to our advantage and helping us win. Getting 8 through the individual district. Probably could have got a couple more, but could have had some of our consistent wrestlers fail as well. So 8's a good solid number, and moving forward into the individual regional tomorrow at Carson, I would love to get at least 6 of the 8 out, and I think that's a realistic goal for us to achieve.
Last thing I wanted to ask you, Coach. Do you see yourself coaching wrestling at a college level at any point?
No. To be honest with you, I had no idea I'd be coaching at the high school level this long. It's just kind of taking shape, and once you're in, there's no backing out of it. In fact, my son is going to be a middle schooler next year, and so. I need to see him through and his group through, and once we do that, I start thinking about, well, maybe my kids are going to be competing somewhere, doing something else at a college level, and I would certainly like to have the freedom someday to just be a dad and be a spectator. So I don't see myself doing that. Things could change, opportunities could pop up. To be an assistant at that level, maybe, but I would need a crystal ball to see that happening. So,
Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Congratulations on your performance this season and many seasons in the past, and best of luck for the rest of this season and many seasons to come.
Hey, Nick, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Joining me now, I got 3 of Coach Kuhn's top wrestlers. We have Jake Davis, Ernie Diaz, and Jace Keyline. Fellas, I want to start by saying you guys have had a great deal of team and individual success throughout your careers at St. Louis. How have you and Coach Kuhn been able to keep this train rolling?
Just constant work throughout the season. Like during wrestling season, we're always all together. Like non-stop talking about wrestling, always about wrestling, and about what we can do to get better, like watching videos before meets.
Really to piggyback on that, really what we do in this off season, we really came together a lot and made sure we were all working out together. We had teammates working out with us, made sure they showed up, and Kuhn and our assistant coach John, we're always in contact with them, talking on how we could get better and any advice they had for us to help us get better.
Yeah, and I think like Ernie said, the working out in the summer and going to off-season tournaments and just getting more exposure even outside of the season to keep growing and keep from going backwards from taking long periods of time off in between the seasons.
Sounds like for a fairly individual sport, you guys got a strong team bond environment going on. Mm-hmm. So do any of you play any other sports, and if so, what do you play?
Yeah, I play football and baseball as well.
I just play football besides wrestling.
I play football and baseball as well.
Do you believe that your wrestling careers have benefited your performance in those sports, or vice versa?
Yeah, definitely. Playing, I've always been a defensive back for football or whatever, and then I played linebacker this year, and it was all about staying low and moving low, and wrestling has taught me to stay low, so it was a lot easier to incorporate wrestling with football this year.
Yeah, my whole life I was always bigger. I used to be a big kid. In high school, wrestling really helped me lose weight and get quicker on my feet and move around. In football, I was always a O lineman, D lineman, and this year I got moved up to linebacker. So always being low in a wrestling stance helped me on the field, moving around quickly, avoiding blocks and stuff.
Yeah, and I think to piggyback off that, being able to wrestle and use my footwork on the football field has definitely given me an advantage over my opponents in ways that I'm a very small inside linebacker. And I use different techniques such as my quickness and being able to maneuver away from big offensive linemen to really make me stand out.
Nice. So you guys have been doing this for a long time, obviously. So what kind of mindset do you have going into a big meet like tomorrow morning?
Keen's always told us, or well, when we watch these videos before our meets or whatever, we watched one of them and it said to not make any matches special. Like every match is just another wrestling match. So that's kind of the way I look at it now. It's just another wrestling match. Just go out there and do the same thing every time. Just be consistent and just know that if you wrestle the way you always do, then the outcome won't ever change.
Yeah, really going to a big matches like tomorrow, I really just have the mindset of just go out there and have fun. You never know when your last match could be. It could be the first match you have or the one after that. And really, if you want to be the best in anything you do, you have to either beat the best or work your hardest to be the best. So that's really my mindset going into every tournament.
I try not to overthink about who I'm wrestling or what the significance of the match is, because the more you think about that, the less you think about actually wrestling and what you're going to do in the match and how you're going to beat the kid. And I think it's more important to worry about what you're going to do rather than how you're going to do.
So what would be some of each of you guys' individual goals as the remainder of the season in your careers at St. Louis winds down?
The ultimate goal, obviously, is state championship. Wrestling in the semis last year and losing was heartbreaking. Like watching Jace and my other teammate Connor Holton, they both won, and it was just heartbreaking to lose. So I just want to be at the top of the podium. I've worked really hard, and that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, my ultimate goal this year is also to win a state championship. My sophomore year I placed, but last year I lost a tough match in my blood round match before the placing rounds, and it really hurt watching like my teammates be out there still wrestling for like medals and state championships while I had to sit back and watch. I was happy for them, but it did hurt. So our goal this year is to be back on the podium and be at the top.
So the last question I had for you guys, what plans do you have for college next year in terms of wrestling or in general?
I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to go to college or join the Air Force, but as in the Air Force you can wrestle too, so if that opportunity comes along, I definitely plan on wrestling. And then after the Air Force, I plan on going to college. So then if the opportunity comes there I can wrestle in college again, I would definitely take that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm pretty much undecided right now. I could, if I really make the choice, I could wrestle in college, but I'm not really sure yet.
I plan to go to Alma College next year, and I will wrestle there.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure interviewing you. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
MAC TV.
Before we get this thing going, we're ready to rock, ready to shut them down, take care of this. You got Haley Health on the court, Clara Laukus, Summer Ward, Haley Cross, Brayton Meeks, and for the Grand Rapids, we've got
You got Belle, the big girl. You got Haley Braymeyer,
Claire Fowling, 21 and 13, Bowen, and Josie Manning.
Oh my goodness. That went in and went out.
Whose was that?
Brayton's.
I missed that. Where was she shooting from? I'm sorry.
Yeah, underneath the basket.
I totally was
Grant Rapids foul on
trying to
number
look at my other
34,
one.
Michaela Bell, her third first team foul.
Well, we checked some of the scores at halftime. Lake Michigan is ahead of Lansing 49-24. And Ancilla, we're still checking. We don't have a halftime score for them yet.
Beats the shots up, and it's no good.
This game's far from over, though. You know, Mid-Michigan's shooting percentage was twice that as Grand Rapids, but you can't really tell by the score, so we got a long ways to go yet.
Some of the stats from the first half for the Lady Lakers, they were led by Brayton Meeks with 16 points, followed that up by Julie Justin with 6, Clara Locust had 3, Maya Sivas had 6, Haley Cross had 5, and Summer Ward with 3. Rebounding offensive, we only had 3, and defensive, we had 16. The only one with any foul trouble is Haley Cross with 2. For Grand Rapids, they were led by Haley Breimeyer with 11.
By number 13, Josie Mannion.
And Josie Mannion picks up kind of where she was left off. Continuing with that, Maya Jordan for them had 4 points. They were from the free throw line. Brooklyn Barnes had 2. Quanya Draper had 5. Josie Mann had 3. And Ashley Bowman had 2. And Sargent had 3. And Omesis had 2. So the big girl inside there that we need to keep an eye on, Beld, is held scoreless. And she's got 2 fouls, so we can't complain about that. Now we're going to get another foul.
Hustle, Lakers, hustle.
Grand Rapids foul on number 34, Michaela Bell.
And that's Bell's
her fourth. Second team foul.
So Bell goes to the bench,
Returning
and they've held her scoreless
number
in the
2,
first half.
Maya
That's
Jordan.
their big girl, and that's one of them that they have to worry about. So let's see if this opens up the inside game for them. That puts a little bit of a hurt on Grand Rapids with their big girl going down with 4, but she wasn't a big threat to them in the first half. She didn't score, but she was getting some rebounds. She definitely altered some of our shots in the first quarter, though.
Right, and you know, they're shooting a lot of threes, and we're not getting a lot of 3 rebounds, so that's one thing we better step up and instead of giving them 2 or 3 shots.
Hickey checks in for Hilt. Haley Hilt goes to the bench. And I think that's to match up with the big. Lakers, Grand Rapids doesn't give up, though, when they lose with Bell going out. They still got 2 big girls in number 44. Kenzie Omnis and number, I think the other big girl is 21, which is Ashley Bowen. You know, they're pretty big. They're both in there about 6 foot. They match up real well with our girls, so and they're not afraid to push around. So the only thing you usually use with Beld is the shooting, but Beld's been held to nothing. So
how many blocks did she have in that first half? Do we know?
Block shots for Beld, 2. She had 2 block shots. And she had 3 turnovers, 3 defensive rebounds, and 2 offensive rebounds. So she really wasn't a big threat that whole first half.
We have a halftime score for the Ancilla-Jackson game, too. It was 35-20 Ancilla.
Nice.
There we go.
Oh, nice give and go. That was a nice pass. Summer made a nice pass inside there. And that's what they got to do right now with Beld on the bench. Take advantage of that. You'll see Carly Hickey getting some here too. Nice rebound by Summer Ward underneath. She's just going to bring it up the court. They were ready for the pick and roll that time. Gets it inside to Hickey. Hickey's going to make it up and under move, and just didn't go off the back of the backboard. But those will fall for her. She's very good at making those. That was dribbled right off her own foot. It's kind of funny here. You got Rodenbow calling out, or Fletcher calling out the player in the back corner over here, and Clara Locust is yelling back to her, I see her, and still taking charge of the team. Kicked back out to Summer Ward for the long three. It's short. Locust chases down the rebound, almost gets it. Great hustle by Clara, and there's never a doubt that Clara is not hustling. She hustles every single play and every minute of the game.
Yeah, she does. She's quite a leader for the team.
And you know, actually they all hustle, not that they don't, but Clara just never stops hustling, man. Nice tip deflection there by Meeks, and she knew enough not to touch it on the other side there for an over and back. Gets it that time, man, with Hickey going down. That takes a lot. Meeks dribbles, finds Cross in the corner, wide open. Cross puts up the three, no good. Hickey for the rebound.
That was over the back, too.
She got fouled from behind, but it wasn't no call, so it was a block there by 44. And like I said, Omnes plays just as well as Bell. Only Omnes comes in, and she's a freshman, but at this time of the year, she's considered a sophomore. You know, they've played all these games, 24 games. It's time to grow up now, you know. We thought it was a foul, but there must have been some space there for the official not to call it.
That's all right. Karma got him. They threw the ball away when they took it to the other end.
Summer swings it over to Locust. Locust throws it inside to cutting Haley, or Brayton Meeks. Brayton misses the basket. It's up and over. We'll probably see some threes coming up. That one's short. Nice box out by Summer Ward. Awesome job there, Summer, with that box out.
Good deal. So we're finally getting the rebounds after those threes they shoot. That'll make a big difference too, just letting them have that one shot.
One shot and done would be awesome. But then we need to take our time here on the shot clock and not make mental turnovers or little turnovers, as Hickey does that right on key for me.
Number 5, Julie Justin.
Going to the bench is Haley Cross. Coming in is Julie Justin. JJ. Give us a little speed up the top for our 2-2-1 that we're in right now. Covering up the middle. Ryan Meyer brings it up the court. She's not as aggressive right now. She's looking for the three. Let's see if she tries to go to the hole as much this half, or if we made the adjustment to keep that, keep it from cutting like that. We're going to get a riding foul, I believe, on Meeks.
The Michigan foul on number 35, Brayton Meeks. Her second. This team foul.
Call a little push off there on defense for her. Get it into Jordan. Jordan tries to get in the paint. She can't. Kicks it back out to one of the big girls.
Oh, boy.
Ashley Bowen's a freshman. She steps out, takes that three.
Two. They only gave her two.
The top of the key. Like I said, the freshmen are no longer freshmen. These are, you know, you play 24, 25. These guys have played 26 games. This is game number 27.
Well, like you said, you know, earlier in the game, there isn't really a bench or what some people could call a second string. All these girls get good playing time. Different ones.
The lane and she gets blocked.
They don't necessarily start the same ones every time either. So that's what's fun playing at the junior college level. Everybody gets to play.
That was a long rebound that was controlled by Grand Rapids. Another one that went up by Jordan. She missed. Meeks tried to hustle and get it, but they managed to throw it off of Meeks' feet, so they're going to...
Number 20, Maya Sabis.
Coming out is Summer Ward and Carly Hickey. Coming into the game are Sebis, Maya Sebis, and Haley Cross check back into the game. We're not getting the rebounds right now. That was 5 shots. 5 shots they took up, and they got a basket. That does not make the coach happy when they get 5 rebounds and put them back up. 4 were rebounds, 1 was bounced off a foot. We need to just take our time. As you hear the Grand Rapids bench in the background yelling, D up, D up. They want to make noise. They want to fire up their team. They're only down by 1. Lady Lakers needs to settle down and just take a shot here, not be rushed. They get it into Meeks, and she's wide open. Man, she caught that like she was a wide receiver, did she not?
Yes, she did.
She did a good job not to travel for the position that she caught it in. Raiders looked to push it up the court quickly right there with a long pass, but the Lakers were back. They're in their 2-3. They got their hands up more right now. Nice by Haley Cross.
Oh my goodness.
But she gave it away. Threw it away at a great steal by having high hands, and she threw it away trying to give it to Justin right away.
Haley Cross, her third.
And then picks up her third foul.
At the line.
But, you know, that's one of those reaction fouls. You know, you reach to go get it. It's not something you're standing there and really want to whack around. It's there. You're going to try to get it back. And the pass to Julie. Haley's a good ball handler. She probably could have held on to that ball a little bit until Julie got cleared out a little bit.
Returning for the Lakers, number 10, Quay Draper. Back in for the Lakers, number 42, Summer Ward.
Summer Ward checks in for Haley. Flea Welding makes her first bucket.
Nobody's missing free throws today.
And her second one is good. Back in the game for him is Draper. Let's see, Draper likes to shoot, so we'll see if Draper goes and starts throwing up some shots. Right now, the Lady Rakers have big players in. They're all big players, even their guards right now. Locust dribbles around all of them, and she gets stuffed again by number 2, Maya Jordan. Now we're going to get a call, and it's going to be against Claire Locust for the reach-in. I got to agree with that. She got, the first time it was tipped, it was clean. This time it was a foul when they reached for the second ball. And then Claire's arm was still stuck in there, and they call a reach-in foul. I don't know if I agree with that. Good. Sebas grabs it, goes up. Good on steal points for Sebas. Sebas got a nice one on the steal there. They need a couple more plays like that. Make some stops here, not giving that basket.
Number 3, Claire Llewellyn.
Coach Glazer for the Raiders is wanting to stop, you know, at 45-44. Pick and roll is nice. Meeks goes up and she finishes it. That's the old-fashioned pick and roll and let it go. They're talking much better here in this half. The Lakers are.
I think everybody thought that was a travel, yep.
There's a rebound that we didn't get there. We only had one person boxing out.
Yep, and they made a shot.
Jordan made in. Everybody's got to box out for the Lakers. Still a 1-point lead. Meeks goes again. She gets blocked from behind, has it. Rebound, but it was tipped away. Jordan's had a couple of blocks in there now. And they seem to play just fine without Belden. Their 10 was over here just screaming for the ball. Now she goes in for the layup, no good. Julie Justice gets it. We don't have the numbers, but we got Sebas. She kicks it back to Summer Ward, sets her feet for the 3, and she's very good at posting up on those 3s. And are we going to get a foul call over the back on Lucas?
Number 13, Kara Watt.
Nope, that's another one that Jordan's going up, and you can hear the Laker faithfuls. They are not happy. Coming in as Haley Cross, going out as Brayton Meeks.
23, Haley Cross.
Also in is Kara Wiles. Summer Ward's working hard, boxing out. She's down here now covering up 21. Wiles will come in and have quick hands here, so she'll put some pressure on Breimeyer. Breimeyer's going to have to do something with the ball because Wiles will be all over you. She does not give up much. She forced that quick pass right there. It was almost a turnover. I love watching her play. Haley Cross has got her one-on-one, says take the shot. Jordan's on fire, as you would say. She nailed one.
Yes, she did.
She's playing great underneath, and you know what? Defense creates offense. So she got fired up by getting those blocks down here with no foul call. And that's the first lead for Grand Rapids of this half, 48-47. Lakers are going to look for the last shot right here. Anybody out here can shoot a 3, and anybody out here can drive to the hoop. And that's going to be Laukus, who goes in strong, and she goes up and misses it. Cross gets the rebound, it comes down, and they're going to call a foul. And that's going to go against...
You're kidding me.
Breimeyer, and that's going to be her 3rd.
Oh, I thought they were going to call that against. When I looked at the referee, I thought she was holding up a 10.
Right. I thought they were going to do it, but nope. Get a shot there. And this time, Jordan's finally going to pick up her foul there. You can hear the Laker faithfuls to the left of us here. They're wanting a technical call, but I think that was just an aggressive basketball play. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything malicious by that at all. Yeah. So Haley Cross makes her first one. Ties up the ball game. Take the lead here going out of the end of the quarter.
She was smiling at Haley and saying something to her. I'm sure she said, you know, she didn't mean to do that to her.
Right. Long shots, no good. So at the end of the third quarter, we're going to go tie it up here, 48-48. It's going to come down to the last 10 minutes. So grab your popcorn or grab your favorite beverage and get back and buckle down because it's going to be a great ride here coming up. We're going to take a look at that bracket again and update you on the scores here. I think we've got an update from our staff on the scores, and we're looking at this bracket. Right now, after 3, Lake Michigan 69, Lansing 47, and we're still waiting to find out on Ancilla. They were at the half last we knew 35-20. I really thought Ancilla would be farther ahead of Jackson than what they are, but we'll keep you posted as those come up. Looking to see who's going to move on to play them. But here we go. We're going to take a ride here, 48-48, 10 minutes to go. Whoever's going to come out of here shooting the best is going to move on to play at 1 o'clock in Port Huron at St. Clair Community College at the field house there. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with that. There'll be games going on there all day. The West, East to start out, and then the West, then the East, and the West conferences go back and forth on their tournament games. And then they move on to Saturday and play.
Yep, this seems to be, of the 3 games going on, this is the nail biter, so we're at the right place.
Right. You know, and this is when you get the 2 versus the 7th. You know, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Grand Rapids, like we said when we played them before, they're more than what they've come out to. They've come out on the short end on a few games, but their confidence level is great. They're ready to go into this right now. I'm sure they're feeling like they're in a really great spot.
You know, even when they came out at the half, they were behind, but they were very relaxed when they were warming up, and they weren't worried at all, I don't think.
No, not at all. Draper puts it up, but the rebound's controlled by Beld. And Beld picks up 2, and that's her first 2 points of the ball game. That was an uncostly turnover by Meeks. Throwing it across the court there. As I usually say and yell out, it's an etch-a-sketch. Just your mind has got to be an etch-a-sketch when you're playing in basketball like this. You just got to shake it off, forget what it is, for those of you that know what an etch-a-sketch is. Draper likes to put those 3s up. It's a long one, but the rebound's controlled by Locust, but it's 2-on-1. She is not afraid to go up against anybody. Wiles gets it. She thinks about it, passes it to Ward, who's covered. She's going to take him underneath, and she's going to get fouled, and it's a good thing because that was a short layup.
Yes, it was.
So they bailed her out.
On number 21, Ashley Bowen, her first.
It's a good thing she was standing in front of Beld, or she would have got her 5th.
Right.
First team foul. At the line for the Lakers.
Or maybe a bad thing. Maybe that's a bad thing for us. It would have been a better thing.
Well, Beld really hasn't been a factor in the game. She just got her first 2 points in the 4th quarter, so I can't say that she's been a big factor in this game. Summer Ward nails her 2 free throws. You know, and Summer's been putting up a lot of shots and usually is one of the leading scorers. She's only got 5 points. She made a 3 in the 1st quarter and now those 2 free throws. But she's been great at rebounding tonight, and she's been all over Beld and taking care of Beld. And right there, they're bottling it.
Holy cow.
And that was a long
Man, she launched that thing.
Breimeyer puts up a long 3, making it 53-50.
You got to put a stop on those because us shooting 2s isn't going to catch up to their 3s.
Another pick and roll.
Oh,
Meeks
shoot.
couldn't hang on to the ball, but she was able to save it and gives it to Wiles. Wiles kicks it out to Cross. Cross is going to put up her three. She misses it. Rebound by Braymeyer. You know, when it's a player, if it's a win or go home type of situation, it always jacks up your intensity, and the ball seems slippier, and long three goes up there. Rebounds chased down, and luckily they miss it. We got a 2-on-1. Locust and Cross. Locust takes it up, throws it up, makes it. I think that's actually one of Claire's favorite shots.
I think so too.
Like that, she is never afraid of a block. She's never afraid of anything.
She doesn't have to get close up to the basket either to make that layup.
Oh, I don't know how that's an and one there. They were both straight up. I'm not sure who they're going to call that on, Meeks or they're conferring, and one doesn't know for sure.
35, Brayton Meeks.
Yep, they gave it to Brayton.
It'll be her third. Her and Haley Cross have three. That's the only ones in foul trouble right now. Braymeyer has three, and Beld has four. That's our only four foul.
Did they, the last time we played Grand Rapids, several of them fouled out?
I couldn't tell you that for sure. She make that shot?
Yeah.
They're harassing her at the top. Summers going to kick it out. That time Summers going to get a foul. Drives in. And that foul is going to go on.
Foul on number 21, Ashley Bowen, her second.
Bowen picks up her second quick there. Team second. Locust looks to go into the lane again. She throws it up. That's what your point guard, that's what your leader does. Pound it hard, take it to the hoop. We need to stop here, but we left Beld wide open. Meeks gets over the box row.
Oh my goodness.
You can't leave Beld wide open like that. Beld was at the free throw line just the last time too, didn't she?
She's tearing this up. She's got 6 points already this quarter.
After being quiet the whole game, Meeks steps back for three. It's short, and it's going to go out of bounds. Maya Sebas has been in the game. Clara Locust, Haley Cross, Summer Ward, Brayton Meeks. We're doing a full court press here now. There's screen and roll, double screen, and now she's going to slip and roll. And that's another two. And we're going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout.
Timeout, Mid-Michigan. This is a full timeout.
We're going to be back right after this. 60-54, we'll be back.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
How many out? Do you know how many out?
All right, we're back, and I just, as you were just pointing out to me here, that Beld, who did not score until the fourth quarter, has got 4 points, 4 baskets in the paint.
Yep, it's turned into the Beld against the Lakers, so we got to put a stop to that.
The only other one that scored that quarter was Braymeyer with a 3. You know, Beld spent most of the third quarter on the bench with her 4th foul. We really need to take somebody one-on-one at her and get her sitting down or get a stop on her. But they made a nice slip and roll. It was a double pick, a double screen, and she rolled on that last basket. As you can see, she's up here now, and Meeks needs to take her to the hoop because she's not going to block her. She can't afford to block you right now. Take her to the hoop. Take her to the hoop, Brayton. That's a foul. I got to believe that that's a foul.
Hands on hands.
You know, that wasn't ball's hand is part of the ball, but that was on her elbow. That should have been Beld's 5th foul, I think. And not just because she's going up against Brayton, the former player of mine. Braymeyer's long shot, no good. By Summer, rebound. think Locust needs to go at her. They've got her inside in a little protection here. Sebas goes up and shoots.
There we go.
There we go.
She needs to keep on shooting. She's been pretty hot the whole game with those threes.
She's shot 3 of them. She's got 3 threes and 1 deuce. You know, that's what's nice about our roundabout shooting, but we cannot let them keep shooting. Summer Ward with another rebound. Summer's got he had at least 10 or 12 rebounds by now. I don't know in the first half what she has, so I'd have to go back and look.
Waiting for 3.
No good, and I don't think that's what they want either. But they're screaming that they're getting no rebounds, and they're right. They had players back here, and nobody was even out there to rebound.
Do you know what's our count of offensive rebounds, us versus them? Do we know that?
Well,
I have an idea.
You know, in the first, I only have the first half stats. In the first half, they had 4 offensive. Ashley Bowen hit that shot. That was a 2-pointer?
Yes. She pushed right through Haley. Haley Cross.
We had 3 offensive rebounds to their 4, and we had 10 defensive, and they had 13 defensive, so they're pretty even. But our shots, we're settling for quick shots in the beginning of the
possession
clock, and we need to work it down a little bit more. Now they're going to give Meeks a push on that. That's going to be her 4th.
Braden Meeks, her 4th. Second team foul. Returning for the Raiders, number 2, Maya Jordan. Back in for the Lakers, number 5, Julie Justin.
Julie Justin checks in.
Number 21,
and Carly Hickey checks in. Meeks takes a seat, and
Haley Cross
took a seat. So we're in the stretch part here. We got to get some stops here, the Lakers do.
Grand Rapids is up by 5. We need to go on a little run here.
Brymeyer's feeling it. It was nice and long. Rebound by Hickey. Exactly what we need. Now we need to come down here, work the clock. Justice gets it up, takes a shot. No good.
And no rebounding.
And we only took 7 seconds off the shot clock. And they're going to take their time and run the clock down until it gets to the end. So we'll see what they do here. They got a mismatch. They got Belled up at the top, looking to set screens and then roll. Now she's going to roll right now like she did. And she's great shooter from there. Summer Ward's up for 3. Her 3's no good. Justice throws down the Ward. Locust goes up for 3.
There we go.
Now we need a steal here or a nice stop. I think we need a steal more than we do anything else. We don't have time to let them stall around and then to get a 2-pointer. I think we actually need to put somebody right on. I think Carly needs to stay right up on top of Brymeyer or Beld right there. Beld can shoot and drive. 3 puts the shot up. It's no good. Rebound by them. Carly had a box out. Summer had a box out, but nobody had the guards, and she snuck in there and got the rebound. Jordan did. We can't have that. You can't let Jordan sneak in there for the rebound like that. Brayton Meeks is coming back into the game.
Returning for the Lakers, number 35.
Coming out is Julie Justice. We'll probably see this offense-defense here maybe just a little bit with Meeks. Meeks has got 4. Beld's got 4. I think they should take Beld. Meeks sneaks back door and goes in for the layup. Oh, my goodness. The crowd is going to go nuts. That's going to be Meeks' 5th foul, and they're going to call that on an offensive
You've got to be kidding me.
If you hold on here, they're going to confer if she was in the defensive arc area. There is a zone that you cannot go into. And I don't know if our camera guys can zoom into the arc that's underneath there. If any of you can get that. But if they're in that defensive zone, you cannot call that. And if you see the zone, the arc down there, that's a reversible. And the charge is going to stay. And Meeks has been their hot hand, and she is not going to be happy about this. That was not a good call right there. As you can hear, the fans are not happy with that.
This is a 30-second timeout.
You know, they took one of their better players that was a hot hand right out of the game. Because
Yes,
if you look at the arch, the two arches down below, you have to be in that. If you're not outside of that arch and she drives, you can't call that. You know, and she was inside the arch when they called that. So that is not a defense. That is not a charge. That's hers to go. That's hers free to go. Because the defensive player was inside the arc. Or the defensive circle, I don't know the correct word for it, but she was inside that, and not a good call. Not a good call right there.
You know, it's interesting, too. It seems like the ref on the other side is the one that keeps calling those and not on our side of the floor here where you have a better advantage.
Well, it all depends. See, they're divided up into quadrants, and it's all at the time on where the ball is and who gets what quadrant to watch and what they're watching. So we'll see what happens here now if the Lakers step up and somebody else steps up and shoots. We're pretty even all the way around. Hickey's a good shooter. Ward's a good shooter. Everybody out here right now is a good shooter. Sebas, you know, that was just nice that you had the inside-outside game with Meeks. Now we're applying pressure down to 2. We block the shot, and they still manage to get it off. She misses it. But they don't get the loose ball rebound, and it goes right back to Grand Rapids. Not what you want to see to give them a fresh 30-second clock right here. Guys, the basket kicks it out. Jordan likes to shoot, you know that. See if we're going to get an offensive charge at this end. Yep. That was what I like to call as a former coach, a makeup call. Yeah. But that's just the former coach thing here, but I think that was a good call. That was a good call. And you knew it was coming. You knew a charge like that was coming. It's just too bad it wasn't Bell didn't get their big player out. Locust shoots a 3, it rolls around. Hickey's in for the rebound, she throws it back up, no foul. It's tipped around by everybody. Bell finally gets it down. They try to stop her with it, and they get it tipped off. Oh! And it says it's going to go off on Lakers, and it's going to be the Raiders basketball. 1:33 to go. In come for Justice is Wiles, and for Wiley is Cross. Just a little bit quicker team here right now. Haley Cross is right here in front of us, and she's matched up with Bell. And she's got to keep an eye on Bell. Bell is very good at slipping and rolling real easily. They get it up the court. We'll see if they're going to settle down for it and use up some of the shot clock. They got a 2-score advantage here, 2-possession advantage. Bell throws it up. Rebound controlled by Lucas. And she manages to draw a foul on Jordan. That's Jordan's 3. Third foul, team's 4.
Maya Jordan, her 4. Team 4.
Checking in back now is Justice for Wiles.
Returning for the Lakers, number 5, Julie Justin.
Justin's more of a 3-point shooter. Wiles is a drive. I understand him switching them back and forth. And they are all aware that Summer gets the ball. She likes to drive and go. She kicks it back up. She rolls, Clara pulls it out. We can't settle for too much. Summer hit this. Oh, she missed it.
But
Right
we
into
did get the
Sebas.
rebound.
It's to Sebas, and then Sebas tried to pass it over, and she couldn't get it back to Summer. And Bell's wide open here. She's going to dunk it? Nope, just a layup.
But I think Clara got a foul too.
It's going to be
So
an
she'll be all done.
That's Clara.
I think that's her. Oh, it's her 3rd.
14 foul.
Yep, 14 foul. It fouled her on the floor, but we're discussing it right now. The 3 officials are discussing it. White's going to call a timeout here. So what they're discussing is whether one of 3 things. Is it flagrant? Or was it when it was going up and it means it was on the floor? Or did she foul her after the shot and the basket's good? And we'll see what they're going to do. And like I said, these referees have, they're good. They're long, 15 years, and 7 years in JUCO between the 3 of them divided up. And the other, they've been referees for 21 and 22 years. It's not like we got a rookie crew out here. So. And now they're explaining to Coach Rodenbow.
Technical foul on number 2, Maya Jordan, her 5th. Team 5th.
And Maya Jordan's got a technical foul, and that was her 5th. I'm not sure what her technical foul was for, but she's out of the game. I didn't even see her on the play, so it must have been something that happened after the play. Maybe it was not real sure what she did, if she talked to somebody, if she was, what she did. Yeah, I think she was probably talking. So Locust goes and shoots that first. She makes those, first one. And the technical foul was because of, I want to say harassment, but it's not. It's badgering. What's the
jaw-jacking?
Well, yeah, yeah. Jaw-jacking exactly. Right. But it's you can't do that. So now we're going to come back down to the other end. And it's not celebration. I can't get the word that I want, but you all know what I'm talking about. As Kelly says, jaw-jacking. So now Bell is going to shoot her one shot from when Locust
at the line for the Raiders, shooting one, number 34, Michaela Bell.
So we traded a basket here probably because she's a pretty good free throw shooter. Let's see. Yep. So now we're going to get a timeout.
Timeout. Mid-Michigan.
And it's going to be a full timeout, Mid-Michigan. 48 seconds to go, 67-62. And you never thought, you know, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yes, it is.
And
you know that, don't let the rankings fool you. This division has a lot of strong teams. You never know what the outcome is going to be.
Right, and just to let you know, going into this next game, if it's going to be Ancilla, I can tell you this, that the last time Mid-Michigan played Ancilla, they won 81-63. If they would play Jackson, they were 63-55, and then they beat Ancilla again 63-37. Now Grand Rapids, if they should hang on to this with this win, they beat Jackson 63-51 back on January 4th, and they beat Ancilla. They lost to Ancilla 88-52. And then they lost to Jackson 65-54 in February, and then they lost to Ancilla again. So Grand Rapids will be sneaking in there again with 2 losses to another team. What you got for?
Well, I'll tell you what, we just got an update score on the Ancilla-Jackson game. It's 66 Ancilla, 54 Jackson with over 3 minutes to play. So Jackson's making a push. Don't count them out yet.
Right. The first. So we'll see what happens here. They're going to have to run some quick plays here if they want to win this game. They can't wait around. Summer's going to throw up her shot, and it's good. Summer Ward's been reliable all year with those threes. This is a 2-point basket. If they get a stop here, they don't really want to foul. They want to stop, ideally.
Yep.
They don't want to give up a basket. And they got the tip away there. Yep. They almost got it again, and Locust is going to pick up her 4th now. That'll be her 4th. And they are sending
number 10
Draper to the line. And it'll be 2 shots. Draper shoots 50% from the free throw line, and that's the one they wanted to foul was Draper.
Quay Draper.
So Draper's a 50% shooter going to the free throw line. And that didn't help. And that was a plus for them. A lot of time here for the Lakers. They got to control this rebound here. That shot's up, and that one's good. So now we're going to get another timeout, and that's going to be the advancement of the ball, and it's going to be right in front of the bench there. He uses this timeout for Mid-Michigan. That's a new rule this year, and that's one of the things you can do is call your timeout if you have them remaining in the 4th quarter and advance the ball. Save some time.
We'll see how that works for us.
Down by a tray. 68,
25 seconds left.
That's a lot of time in the game.
Yes, it is.
And I'm sure he's telling them, look, we need to look for this shot. You know, you almost could take a drive to the basket and hope to get fouled, or turn around and foul right away if the 3-pointers aren't open.
Right.
I'm sure over in the Jackson Grand Rapids huddle, he's telling them, know where Locust is at. She's a 3-point shooter. You know where Summer Ward is. She's a big 3-point shooter. Know where Haley Cross is. She's a 3-point shooter. Just about any of these except for Hickey will throw up a 3. So we'll see what happens here. Lots on the line. You know, Lady Lakers worked real hard to get this in. Locust waits. Cross is going to drive and set it back. She's going to get it to Summer Ward. Nobody wants to put up the three, and they're not letting us put the three up. Summer Ward puts it up. Rebound's no good. Rebound's Haley got the Cross. Bell is real ladylike there and helps her back up, and that's going to stay with.
Should stay with us.
Yes, it is.
I think they tipped it out.
Yes, they did. But now you're going to see us checking in Julie Justin, who's a three-point shooter, is coming in for Cross.
Julie Justin.
And what you're also going to see is you see Grand Rapids matched up man to man. They are not going to allow anybody to get a wide open look at a three. So we'll see what comes back in. Justice, we look for the screen. Summer Ward, she gets the shot up. No good. Rebound down. 2 seconds left. We managed to get a timeout, and he's going to advance the ball to his end.
Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids. And it looks as if the Lady Lakers season is coming to an end a lot quicker than they anticipated it coming to the end. And Grand Rapids is moving on. And it just goes to show you it doesn't matter what the seedings are and the ratings are, or what your record is coming in or out.
No, it doesn't. Like we talked before, it's hard to beat a team 3 times. So,
and the Lady Lakers have had an impressive season. But when you get into the tournament, you know, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole new season. Everybody is 0-0, and now it's who can move on.
That's right.
Now, will Grand Rapids continue to make a good push against Ancilia? They've lost both games, so Ancilia would have to beat them the 3rd time, and they've split with Jackson. So we'll have to see how that plays out down there. And I think the biggest turning point in the game came when they called that offensive charge against Brayton Meeks. I think that was a big change that took Meeks out of the game. And it also changed the momentum big time.
Right.
Belt has come in and done very well to play with her 4 fouls. And they've kind of buried her at the center of the key there to keep her out of foul trouble. Now, if they can get a quick tip here, just get a deflection and knock it out of bounds, but it's in the backcourt. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of the season for the Mid-Michigan Community College Lady Lakers. They're going to fall to the Grand Rapids Raiders 68-65. They will move on to play the winner of the Ancilla Jackson game. At last report we had, it was Ancilla ahead with about 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go. We'd like to say thank you to Mac TV and Nick Toner and Joe Carvala, Nick Boyer, Brownwin, and Carrie Hamill. They've been awesome to work with all year, and it's been great that they've brought these games to you, and we hope you've enjoyed them, both the girls and the boys. The boys are playing tonight over at Grand Rapids. We do not know how they are doing, and I don't know if it's streaming anywhere else, but we hope you'll continue to follow Mac TV the rest of the year. They have some more games coming up, I believe, at the high school level. I'm not sure, but if you want to follow them up there, they're great, and go ahead and like them on Facebook and on Twitter. And it's been great for Susan Schrader, Kelly Pierce. Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to seeing you next season.
MAC TV Network is a local public access station that offers a variety of services, from in-studio interviews, wrestling, and so much more. We cover local concerts, sporting events, and activities around the community. Members of the community can come in and take a free workshop to learn anything from editing to camera work. Broadcasting on Charter Channels 187 and 191, serving Gratiot, Isabella, and Clare counties.
MAC TV Sports broadcasts local high school and college athletics in the Clare, Isabella, and Gratiot County areas only on Charter Channel 187. From full game broadcasts to sports attack coverage, you can learn all about live sports production at MAC TV. Tune in to Channel 187 for MAC TV's Game of the Week, every night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Also, check out Sports Attack, airing every day at 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. For more information, go to MacTVNetwork.org.